Hey everyone, my last video painted a rather grim picture for Victoria's market, but it does look like there's some positive signs and maybe, just maybe, that downtown condo prices have hit the bottom. So the official VREB stats show a 15% bump in sales last month. It's been the cause for a lot of optimistic headlines and a lot of people saying that maybe the worst is behind us. We're still very much in a buyer's market in a lot of segments, and there's still some great deals to be had out there. For example, I showed a nice 2-bedroom condo downtown for under $400,000, which is a price I haven't seen since 2018. However, that property was tenanted, so if you were to get an accepted offer this month and serve legal notice, you wouldn't be moving in until November, which isn't super appealing to a lot of buyers and certainly carries some risk. Selling tenanted properties like this one is an uphill battle now, and it's being reflected in the prices and the days on market. Today, we're going to dive into the numbers and see what you can expect out there in Victoria as a buyer or a seller. And also, we'll take a closer look and see if downtown is showing some signs of recovering. Of over 760 properties that sold in June, 14% sold for over asking price. And most of those were detached homes, and most in and around that $1 to $1.2 million range. For example, this home in Vic West sold $200K over asking, and this one in the Tillicum area, which by the way, I was very happy to secure for my buyers, sold $75K over asking. You'll see the most multiple offers in James Bay, Vic West, Cedar Hill, and Esquimalt. There are also well-priced condos and townhomes selling above asking price. So the rule of thumb is good homes in good areas with some desirable or unique attributes seem to always be in demand if they're priced accordingly. We have a lot of motivated buyers, but that first impression has to be perfect. Otherwise, it'll sit in the market and then you'll get that second wave of picky and more price-conscious buyers coming through. The slowest segments these days are raw land, manufactured homes, homes further out in areas like Souk, and homes above $2 million are selling, but they're taking a bigger hit on the asking price and have much longer days on market. Let's take a look at what's happening downtown. Will the council's new 99-point plan to tackle the safety and homelessness issue be successful? Leave me a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts on that. To me, this is the single biggest factor that's suppressing the downtown market. Every day we're getting news about assaults or break-ins, and fatigue has really set in for downtown residents and businesses. As it stands, we have over 200 condos for sale downtown on MLS. There's been a grand total of just 34 sales this month. Out of those 34 sales, it took an average of 50 days to sell, and they sold about 3% below asking price. What's really interesting to me is how this downward pricing trajectory was created. And by the way, most downtown condo buildings, if they're bigger sizes, maybe 50 units plus, have anywhere from 5 to 10 units for sale. So buyers have a lot of selection and really no feeling of urgency. There's even a few buildings with over 15 units for sale right now. If you use one of them as an example, half the units are tenanted, and generally, as I said earlier, buyers don't want to go near them because not only are the showings a bit of a challenge, the closings have to be at least 3 months out. Then you're left with a few vacant units and a few owner-occupied units. Most sellers are pretty sticky on the price, but if you can find one investor who needs the cash or one owner who has to sell for their particular life circumstances, perhaps they've already bought another place and they want to move, then suddenly the building gets a new all-time low price per square foot, and buyers expect that for the next unit to sell. With a dozen or so units to choose from, buyers can afford to be patient and they can wait it out a lot longer than the sellers can continue to make those high mortgage payments. Conversely, with detached homes, you get one product at a time being released and multiple offers, all the eyeballs on that one home, and it drives the price up when the next one lists. The only time we've had scarcity in the condo market was back in 2021 when money was extremely cheap, and I don't think we're going to see that kind of rise again in condo prices. It's going to be a slow, gradual clawback to get to where we were before. The good news though is 200 condos is not really that much when you sell 30 or 40 a month. In 5 months, that entire inventory could be absorbed in theory. New condo builds have ground to a halt. There are 0 new condo buildings in downtown Victoria in the near pipeline. It's all purpose-built rentals, so that inventory should get absorbed over the next few years. The biggest unknown, I think, is that we have over 600 purpose-built rental units coming online in the next year, and there's another 600 in the next 2 years. So will that soften rental prices, which will maybe put more downward pressure on condo prices, because all these investor units, all these vacant units are quite susceptible to that. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.